out some of the things that make GCS absolutely what you need it to be for your babies. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to bear with us for just a few moments while we're getting some families an opportunity to get logged in. Those of you that are here, go ahead and speak to us in the comment section, say hello or something of that sort so that we can greet you, okay? We want to make sure that we greet you all, and we want you guys to engage throughout this time. If you have a question of some sort, please make sure that you do not delay in asking that question. I'll do my very best to see your comment and answer your comment, okay? StreamYard may ask you for permission for us to for StreamYard to use your name, which is the platform, the streaming platform that we use here. And if it asks you for that permission, just give it permission to do so. If you are on Facebook watching us, if you are watching us through Facebook, then of course it is going to ask you for permission as well, okay? If you're right here on YouTube, perfectly fine. Excuse me. I just wanted you all to know that that's there. So if you could, the time is 7:04. If we can give a few more parents an opportunity to get logged in, we'll do that. In the meantime, there are teachers and administrators in that comment section right now saying hello to you all. So I want you guys to engage with them. Tell them who you are. If you are a first-year parent at GCS, here's what I want you to do. I want you to say, hey, this is Mr. So-and-so, and I am the parent of boom. Okay. You don't have to give first and last name of your child. However, it would just be great for us to know who we're going to, because maybe a teacher could say, I think that's going to be my student. All right. So we'll be back in just a moment as we give parents an opportunity. I see a few of our parents from last year. I'm sorry. I keep telling you we'll be back, but you all just take a few moments. We'll be back in a few. Just want you guys to enjoy a little bit of what we do here at Genesis Christian School. So we'll be back in just a few moments. At Genesis Christian School, we're preparing the next generation of leaders, academically strong, spiritually grounded, and ready to make impact. Our high school program blends faith, academics, and real-world experience. Students can study on campus or virtually, with online courses guided by our own professional educators who support every step of their learning journey. Twice a week, our students visit campus for hands-on work-study experience that connects classroom lessons to real-life skills. From leadership and teamwork to time management and professionalism, our students build strong, capable young adults ready for life beyond school. With small class sizes, a caring staff, and a Christ-centered education foundation, every student at Genesis Christian School is equipped to lead with excellence and purpose. Enrollment is now open for the 2025-26 school year. Whether online or on campus, your student's journey to becoming a strong, confident professional starts here. Visit us at gcsjaguars.com or call 910-835-5000 to learn more or schedule your tour today. All right, everybody. Again, welcome back to Genesis Christian School virtual parent meeting. Parents, this is all about you. This is about you knowing what's happening in your child's school. So again, if you're going to have some questions for us, feel free to ask them right here on this platform, right on the stage. We'll do our very best. But before I go, my mother taught me so much better than what I'm doing. I'm being rude. I need to say hello. Hello to everybody. I want to say hello to sweet smelling Army veteran. Okay, I want to say hello to you. Hey, Miss Caitlin. Miss Caitlin is our preschool teacher. And so I want to say hello to Miss Caitlin. Mrs. Ambrose. Hi, Mrs. Ambrose. Mrs. Ambrose is our financial administrator. For those of you who may not know her. Mrs. Ellis. Hello, Mrs. Ellis. Mrs. Ellis is our assistant principal, okay? Our assistant head of school. And hello, Miss Stewart. We know who you are. Mr. Perry. What's up? All right. And Mrs. Stevens and Mr. Stevens. Hello. And John, if you're watching, hey, John. All right. So hi to everybody. Miss McNeill. Hello. And we know who you are. And yeah, so we've got Azaria's grandparents here. We're so happy for all of you guys to be here with us. Okay. Excited. Again, if you are here and we have not had an opportunity to speak to you or meet you yet, get in the comment section and say, hey, first time parent here. We want you to know that this is family now. Okay. Raylan's parents are here. Hey, and congratulations to you all on your new baby. So you guys, I want you guys to do a real quick applause for the Turner family and the new arrival of their baby. Okay. So y'all, we got to get in this and get out. And so I'm not going to bore you, not going to keep up much of your time, but we're going to get started. It is 7:09. And we want to make sure we honor your time well, okay? Oh, wait, Chastity's parents are here. So it's so nice to meet you guys. So glad you are here. Thank you guys so much for being here with us, okay? Anybody else, welcome, all right? We're getting ready to get started. So this orientation is for you to become familiar with the expectations of the school. Perhaps in your interview process, you may not have gotten all the information you needed. Perhaps scrolling through the website or speaking to a teacher or to the front office administrator at some point during this process of enrollment throughout the summer. Maybe you feel like you didn't get enough information. Maybe you didn't get a chance to read through the handbook as of yet. I've got something for you, okay? We're going to deal with that today, okay? We're going to do our very best to get you in and out of this meeting, out of my virtual office. This is my virtual office, okay? We're going to get you in and out of my virtual office so that we can proceed, all right? In a more positive way, if you will, okay? More confident way is the word I want to use, more confident way, okay? All right, so let me bring my thing up here. Here we go, all right? Let's get started. Our mission at Genesis Christian School is to provide a Christ-centered, safe, caring, and supportive learning development environment that will meet the needs of all children and parents while providing an education that encourages a biblically based worldview. I want you all to know that our goal is to make sure that your children are safe, they're cared for, and that we support every bit of their learning journey. I want you to understand that it is our deepest desire to make sure that you are satisfied in knowing that you made the right choice of putting your children at Genesis Christian School. They'll be loved, they'll be cared for, and they will be taught. Not only will they be taught academics as far as the academia of math and science and social studies and so on and so forth, they'll be taught Christian principles. They'll be taught Bible, all right? Now, one thing I want you to know is we do not force Jesus on any student. I need to make that clear, but we do introduce him as the greatest man that we know. We do introduce him to be the greatest partner in life that a person could choose. And so I want you to know that we will be very upfront about our faith in Genesis Christian School. I think you expected that, right? Okay, great. I'm glad. All right. Here's the next thing. Our vision statement. Our vision reflects our values. And here's what we value. Here's what we want to do, okay? Here's our focus point. We want to breed success. We want to bleed creativity, and we want to breathe excellence. What does that mean? When we say breed success, that means we want to reproduce successful students. Everything that we put into your child, we want them to be able to reproduce it somewhere else and then someone else. As a matter of fact, I said to people all the time, and many of you who did your interviews with me, you heard me say that I want to look onto your child in the next 10, 15, 20 years, and I want to be able to see them leading our communities. I want to see one of our children as a mayor. I want to see one of our children as a law firm executive. I want to see one of our students as the person who's running our community efforts just to reproduce what God gave us to put in them through their learning experience at Genesis. Some of our parents can tell you that we've already begun that. Many of their children are already showing leadership qualities because it's a big deal for us, okay? That's breeding success. Well, when we talk about bleeding creativity, that goes into the arts of our school. That goes into the talents that they have. That goes into us showing forth who they are and allowing their creativity to breathe in the classrooms. So while they're in those classrooms, those teachers are pulling out those parts of them that make them stronger thinkers, make them stronger orators, that make them a better individual for their local communities. I'm here to tell you that Genesis Christian School is going to help your student to bleed creativity. Everywhere they go, somebody's going to say something about that child. Everywhere your child goes, someone's going to say, I like how he moves. I like how she moves, because they're bleeding creativity. And the last one is breathing excellence. We want to teach our students how to carry themselves, how to conduct themselves. And that's why even our boys and girls clubs are centered around making sure our children become strong individuals who know how to handle life's happenings, okay? And so they're going to breathe excellence. Everything that they do, everything that comes out of them is going to speak well. Everything that comes out of them is going to write well. Everything that comes out of them, it'll dress well. They will be people of excellence, okay? As a result of all of this, we will become a nationally recognized blue ribbon school that will provide the community with its leaders and productive citizens of the future. If you can help us to make sure your children are on time, you can help us make sure your children are completing classwork and homework. If you can help us to make sure that children understand the value of attending school or being in school, or the value of respect and dignity, here, listen, we can ensure that you'll be able to brag that your child is at the best school in the city of Fayetteville. Wait, nope, the state of North Carolina. Your child will be at the best school in the entire state. But that's only going to happen if you can help us. And that's why today's meeting is important, because this is a meeting where we kind of express and explain to you all what those expectations are. What does that look like, so that you, again, can have a successful year? So for some of our parents, some things are going to change. They're going to look a little different than last year did. But at the same time, there'll be some of our policies and things that have not shifted, and you're going to be familiar with those. So today, in today's meeting, you're going to hear us talk about attendance, school hours, lunch, school relations, water bottles, Gradelink, and uniforms. Those are the things that we're going to cover today, okay? And I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss the opportunity for us to cover these areas. Here we go. Let's get started. Attendance. Parents, it is important that your children attend school every day. All right. These are excerpts directly from our handbook. Okay. There are policies from our handbook that I need you to adhere to. Check this out. You should contact the school office by note or phone as soon as possible if you plan for your child to be absent from school. All right. We need to know that your child is not going to be there. Listen, I understand things come up, things happen. You wake up in the morning, your child doesn't feel good, or you don't feel good, and there's no way to get them to school. All you've got to do is contact the school by email or phone. Okay. The following day, you got to do like they used to do us, okay? Some of you all grew up in the same era I grew up in, and what they used to do is send a little note. My mom would get a piece of paper, she'd write a little note, and I'd have to give it to my teacher when I got to school, right? That's how my mom communicated, all right? Do me a favor. Please do not assume that you texting texting your child's teacher is enough. Your child's teacher has a lot going on. Your child's teacher is dealing with more students than just yours, okay? And so there's a great possibility that text message did not get read on time. And now at the front office, your child is marked absent. We don't want that, or unexcused absent. However, if we get this note, or if we have an understanding of why your child was not present, we can possibly excuse that absence, okay? And so I want to make sure that we are clear on that. All right, parents, a student should not miss more than 10 days in a semester so they can receive credit. Now, if there's a great possibility that student is missing more than 10 days, but it's excused, then this part does not apply to you, okay? Your student will still receive credit, but your students need to be in school. These children need to be in school, okay? I want to make sure that you understand how important this is, all right? Please note that the tardy policy that is in our handbook, it states that if a student is absent for more than 10 days for any reason, the student's parent will have to meet with me and your child's homeroom teacher so that we can determine if the student will receive credit and a letter grade or a failing grade on the report card. You don't want your child to fail a grade level or fail a class because you did not feel like getting up the next morning. Come on, parents. I'm just sharing this with you, and I'm being very frank and honest with you because this is what we've seen. down through the years. We have seen parents who have chosen to not bring their children to school because they didn't feel like getting up. Who gonna check me? This is my child. It's my gas. It's my car. I understand all of that, but this is your child's education and your child's future. And I want to make sure you understand that we care about that. So at the very least, contact us. If you have car trouble, you have issues there, let us know. We may be able to help you in some way. All right. Just make sure that we're communicating with each other. Now, check this out. For a student to receive credit in any class, total semester absences may not exceed 10 days. Yearly absences may not exceed 20. So each semester, there are 2 semesters that we have, okay, for the year. Each semester, your child needs to be at school as many days as possible. But I just want to share with you, okay, your child needs to be present at the very least. Not the very least. Your child needs to be present and not miss more than 10 days. That's unexcused. Here, let me help you with what excused and unexcused looks like. All right. Excused, parent automobile delays or breakdowns en route to school. We can excuse that. All right. Detainment by an officer or another teacher. We can excuse that. I mean, by the office, not an officer, by the office or another teacher. So if your child is running late to school and a teacher was holding you guys up outside, or the front office said, give me a moment, we got to deal with ... then that child's tardy will then be considered excused. All right. If the student was late to the class, did not make it to class because the front office was holding them for something in particular, it can still be excused. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Temporary illnesses, all right? Unavoidable, reasonable circumstances, things that you just could not help with, okay? Now, please forgive me, but I need to say this. If your goldfish passes away that morning, that's not a reason for your child to miss school. All right. Now, if your child was very connected to that goldfish and that was his favorite goldfish, here's what I want you to do. Come in, communicate with the teachers that day, and let the teachers know, little Bobby's goldfish died this morning. He's a little sad. I want to make sure that you guys console little Bobby. Our teachers will express empathy to little Bobby, but what we need Bobby to do is come to school for that goldfish. Now, if a family member passes away, that's a different story. We want to make sure we are empathetic in those areas. Those are excused absences. Those are unavoidable, reasonable circumstances. Riding down the road, the car cuts off. The car does not start that morning. Something of that sort. Those are unavoidable, reasonable circumstances. Now, I was late because of traffic. That's not excused. All right. School starts at a particular time. That's not the time they get there. They get there before school starts so that they can begin their lessons. Some of you, this is your first time in private education. I am telling you now, private education is not like public education. And I want you to know that you have enlisted your child into one of the greatest opportunities in their educational journey. And the reason why it's a great opportunity is because we hold them to high standards. The reason why we hold them to high standards is because we believe that they can do it. And we believe that you chose this school, parents, because you know that we can help them to do it. We'll walk with them through it. And I promise you that we will not let you down. Okay? Here are some of the penalties. Any student arriving after 11 o'clock a.m. will be marked absent for the day. Exceptions may be granted under the excused tardiness. Okay? Student has a doctor's appointment. There's an issue with your vehicle. You called and let us know. And what we're going to do is do our very best to still get to school. Well, when you got to school, it was a little after 11 o'clock when you got there, but we were aware there was car trouble. You could have chosen to stay home, but you still brought that baby to school. Okay? That's what I want you to know. I'm going to pause for a moment to recognize this right here. 1,000% the best school. All right. Just wanted to pause for a moment for that one. Okay. All right. Oversleeping or arriving late for any reason. Y'all, that's not excused. Okay. Oh, I overslept. Okay. Sorry. We can't excuse it as a tardy. Okay. Any lateness in getting to class during the school day. It is not something that we can just allow to happen. Okay, guys, we've got to make sure that we do our very best to get our children on time to school. Okay. All right, here we go. Parents of students who have more than 3 unexcused tardies during a grading period will be contacted by myself or Mrs. Ellis, our AP. Mrs. Ellis, I should have had you on here. I'm sorry. More than 3 unexcused absences, you'll get a contact from us. Now, listen to this, okay? You will get a compulsory letter, attendance letter, if there is a consistent tardy. What that is, just a letter that basically documents and says, hey, your child has been late too many times. It's starting to become habitual. We are concerned that this could affect their grades, so on and so forth. And I need you to know it goes into their file. 6 tardies during a 9-week period are equivalent to 1 unexcused absence. I'm here to tell you something. The public schools do it this way as well. The only difference is their rule is a little bit more strict. Okay, the public school does it as well. 6 tardies during a 9-week grading period are equivalent to 1 unexcused absence. Students who are absent more than 6 times will be withdrawn from the school. What we cannot do is allow you to continue to blatantly disregard a student's need for education and it bring down the value of our school and what other parents are paying for. Okay? I hope that makes sense to your parents. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys understand why that is a valuable thing, that when your child misses school, how it does affect how the school looks overall and the investment that you're making into the school every day? You're making an investment here every single day. And we want other parents, we want everyone to respect that, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me if this makes sense to you. I want you to talk back to me real quick. Then I'll let you go, okay? I want to talk about school hours. I want to talk about school hours with you guys, okay? Let's talk about school hours real quick. Our school hours. Now, this is a major change from last year, families. Listen up. Oh, hold on 1 second. Would a birth event be excused? Jason's brother is arriving in late September, early October. Absolutely. That is excused. Here's what we need you to do. We need you to make sure that you, please hear me, we need you to make sure that you notify that child's homeroom teacher ahead of time and send an email to the front office just to cover your butt if you need to, okay? Just make sure that all goes well in that area, okay? Okay, great. All of y'all are responding. It does. It does. Thank you. Hey, Miss Yolanda. Okay. Thank y'all. I'm glad it does. I'm glad it does. Great, great, great. Awesome. All right. Hey, Miss Brenda. All right. So y'all, okay, y'all, school hours. Let's talk about school hours. Last year, school started at 8:30. This year, school started at 8 o'clock. Now, I know some of our families had a little trouble getting to school at 8:30. I don't want you having trouble getting to school at 8 o'clock. I don't hear nobody saying amen. Okay. Listen, I need y'all to get to school. School is from 8 to 8:30 every day except for Wednesday. Wednesday is family day. It has always been since Genesis Christian School became a school. Okay. We get out of school at 1 o'clock every Wednesday. 1 o'clock every Wednesday. Listen to this. Aftercare is available at a fixed rate. If you want to know how much it will cost for your child to be in after school because you can't pick them up at about 1 o'clock. I mean, you can't pick them up at 1 o'clock. Please ask us so we can help you in the area. We also have, let me just share this with you guys. We have after school clubs that help you in this area. It's for the student, but it's for your benefit. Okay. And all of our after school clubs are free to you. Listen, they are free to you, but let me share this with you. There may be some associated costs for uniforms, for dance club, the gardening club. There may be associated costs for things like that. There may be monthly dues with student council or some of the other things that are there. And these are to help those clubs continue to grow and exist outside of the operating budget of Genesis Christian School. However, if your child is going to participate in that, you will know of those costs well in advance, up front, okay? When that child's permission slip come home that says, can I be a part of this club? And also send a true or something for picking them up, okay? All right, so I just want you guys to know that, okay? Here's a parent asks a question. Just wondering about the staggered start. We're from New York and have not experienced this before. This is also our first time in private school. Awesome. Really glad you gave us a try. Thank you so much. I want to say that first. But what I do want to tell you is on the 17th, kindergarten will begin its first day. The 18th, kindergarten will attend, and then first grade will attend. And then on the 20th, all students will come. Well, Dr. McNeill, why do you guys do this? The reason why we do this is because We don't want our kindergarten students to just walk into school one day and it's a bunch of big kids in the building with them. They don't know what to do. They're going to be scared. No, we want to give them an opportunity to come in together. Did I say the 20th? Thank you so much, Mrs. Ambrose. I'm sorry. 17, 18, and 19 are the dates, okay? What I want to make sure of is that our students, they come in and they're comfortable. So the first day is just kindergarten in the whole school, all right? They're there from 8 o'clock, excuse me. I'm getting used to the new time as well. They're there from 8 o'clock until 2:30. Now, if you want to pick your child up early on the first day of school, kindergartners, on the 17th, that is perfectly fine. At drop-off, let the teacher know that you'll be picking up. Here's my request. Do not pick up before noon. They need to experience the entire process of their school day outside of that afternoon schedule if you're going to do that. That is only the first day of school. I want you to do that. On the second day, which is kindergarten and first grade, we integrate first graders with them because first graders are bigger students. They're just not as big as 7th, 8th, and 9th graders who may be in the hallway with them. And so because of that, I want you all to just bring those students in on that day and encourage them to be brave, all right? Be bold. And here's another thing. Don't linger at drop-off. After you take your student, because the first day of school, you're going to want to walk them into their classroom and everything, perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. I love it. But what I don't want you to do is linger too long. When you linger too long, it does not help with the separation process, okay? And then on the last day of school, everybody's there. We drop off at at the STEAM building. I'll get to that, okay? But I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. I hope I answered those questions, okay? School starts at 8. From 8 o'clock to 8:15 is homeroom. Please know that it's something that we are now implementing. Your students' attendance will be taken during homeroom. Parents, all drop-off will take place at the STEAM building, which is located at 6958 Nexus Court. One of our admins are going to put that that address in the chat for you guys so you guys can write that down. Do not drop off at 6905 Rayford Road. I understand, Mom. My child's classroom is at the child care center. My child's classroom is in the main building. I do understand that, okay? But what I don't want you to do is to drop your child off over there and their teacher is at the STEAM building. Staff will meet you outside, greeting you each morning, rain or shine, except for mornings where it's below 32 degrees. I believe it is my rule. They are going to be outside greeting families, okay? And I want you to make sure that you are dropping off. Now, you may say, well, I dropped my child off. It was 8:05 and won't nobody outside. That's because school started at 8 o'clock. School started at 8 o'clock, Mom, okay? Dad, school started at 8 o'clock. I need you there before 8 o'clock. Somebody just type in the comment section just so I know that I got a church in here. I'm listening. Somebody listen to me, okay? I want you to type in before 8 a.m. Type it in real quick. I want to see parents do this, okay? Before 8 a.m., all right? Before 8 a.m. And while you're doing that, I'm going to move on, all right? Pickup time is 2:30 to 2:45. Parents, if you don't pick up by 2:46, listen, we're going to charge $1 per minute. $1 per minute. Ooh, Dr. McNeill, that's too much. It is. That's why we don't want you to have to pay it, okay? At 2:45, you may call the office at 2:43 and say, hey, I'm stuck in traffic. This is happening. This is happening. At 2:46, you'll be charged $1 per minute. Dr. McNeill, can you please just take it easy on us? At 2:46, I said 5, but at 2:46, you'll be charged $1 per minute. Okay? You all, this is not because we're money hungry. This is because when you leave your children after school too long, our teachers have to stay beyond their allotted time, which means you cut into our limited budget. Just so people know, I need you to know something real quick. We are a private school. We are an independently owned private school. We are a nonprofit private school, which means we don't get all the funding that many of the other large private schools get that you may see, or the private schools that are attached to churches. We don't have a church that backs us. So if our finances fail, we have to close. And one thing that we're not looking forward to doing is closing. And so you're helping us to maintain our budget so that your children can get the best education, best experience, best culture, best environment, and the best teachers. That's what we're doing, okay? All right. And so we want you to know that at 246, we would have to pay those teachers additional monies, and we want to make sure that we can afford to do that, and you're going to help us, okay? This payment is due upon arrival that day. So if you know you're about to be late, go on and bring that money with you. Bring that card with you so you can pay it, or you'll need to pay it by the next day. Now, I mean, what happens if I don't pay it by the next day? Then you'll get a letter from our finance office stating that you owe a bill, or your child cannot return to school until that bill is paid. Well, Dr. McNeill, if you're telling me my child cannot return to school, will they be counted absent? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, they will. Okay, this is a part of what we're doing. Now, here's what I want to tell you. We're not looking to beat people over the head with money, but I need you to learn how to communicate. Make arrangements with our finance office if you need some assistance, but do not assume that we do not want to apply this rule. Okay, parents, please know this is Dr. McNeill. Let me let you see my face. This is Dr. McNeill being up front with you. This is me giving you the inside of everything, because what I don't want you to do is be caught off guard by any fees, any additional happenings. I want you to understand that we're not in this business to make money. We're not in this business to get rich. We want to educate your children. We want to educate your children with Christian principles. And so a part of that part of those Christian principles that I need to help you to understand, a part of that is integrity. And so understanding the policy and abiding by the policy is a part of integral work, okay? All right, at 3 o'clock, if you have not picked up your child by 3 o'clock, what will happen is a staff member will escort your child to the child care center, and the child care center will then begin to charge you. I want to tell you that if your child is escorted to the child care center, it is $110 per week, and the daily rate starts at $40, okay? Please make sure that, okay? All right. I have a parent saying, what's the reason for combined classes? Kindergarten, first, fifth, and sixth grade. I'm a new parent with a lot of questions. Ma'am, no problem. You can ask your questions. However, there will be some questions I won't be able to answer tonight because of our time frame here, but I don't mind answering this. But I want you guys to know that this upcoming Friday, there is open house and another parent meeting in person. You get to meet us in person, speak to teachers, do all of those great things, and introduce your child to their classroom and stuff like that, okay? But let me answer your question. One of the reasons we do combined classrooms, number one, is because we are a smaller school. And we're a smaller school with a smaller budget, so it helps in that area. A lot of small private Christian schools, well, there are some large ones that do it as well in this area, actually. But a lot of private Christian schools do combine grade levels because it helps. Now, one of the reasons we do it is we teach up. What that means is if you have a 5th and 6th grade student in the same classroom, but we have 5th and 6th grade students. 5th grade students are going to be learning 6th grade material while 6th grade students are going to be reviewing 5th grade material. Without the middle, does that mean if you're teaching up that 5th graders won't get what they need? Yes, they will, which is why 6th grade students will be reviewing material. Okay, so if we're learning how to multiply 2 times 2, we're not going to jump to that for 6th graders when we did not review 2 plus 2. Does that make sense? So I want you to understand that everything is in stages, and the ABECA curriculum. All of that is outlined on our website, so you can learn a little bit more about our curriculum. And we have a curriculum night that happens during the top of the year for you, so that you can know. And Mrs. Ellis might put that in the comment section, the date of the curriculum night. But that curriculum night is an opportunity for you to learn more about our curriculum and how we maneuver our curriculum to make sure your child gets everything that they need. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Miss Letitia. All right. I hope that answers your question. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Lunch. Let's talk about lunch. We do what we call a lunch. Thank you so much, Ms. Charnel. Thank you. All right. Each student should have a lunch prepared for them to enjoy when they arrive to school. Please pack a beverage with a drink and a snack. Please listen to me. Please listen to me, parents. I need you to understand this. Your children need a hearty meal. Your children need a hearty meal. We've had parents send their children to school with lunch, listen to me, and their lunch is a bag of chips, and a bag of fruit snacks. That's not a lunch, okay? That's a snack. And we want to make sure that your children are eating during school hours, okay? Now, we are not allowed to cook lunch for school-age children, all right? We're not allowed to cook lunch for school-age children right now because we don't have a commercial stove. This is my plug for you all who may know somebody that has a commercial stove that they want to donate, or they want to make a donation to the school to go and purchase one. I'm here to tell you, we'll take it. All right. Okay. Sorry, I like to clown a little bit. But the truth is, when we get a commercial stove, we'll be able to serve lunch out of our cafeteria on campus. Okay. If your family is in need of assistance, parents, please let us know. We all have fallen on hard times somewhere in our life. We've had a struggle somewhere. We've had something going on in our life where we could not afford to do what we thought we could do or we wanted to do. And so what we want to do is make sure that you are doing your part, okay? Excuse me for just one moment. All right, guys, but I want you to know, if you do not provide lunch to your child, and we have to provide lunch to your child, our school board has put this lunch fee in place. Who did it? The school board. So don't call them on us. They did it, okay? They already know, okay? Please, 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 please make sure that you send your child with lunch. $40 is the lunch fee. What do you mean $40 a lunch fee? What I mean is, if you send your child to school without lunch on Tuesday, and your child does not and we have to provide lunch for your child, which is going to be a sandwich, a fruit, and a drink. When we do that, it is a $40 charge. Here's the good part about it. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, your child's lunch is covered through that, but they are going to get the same thing every day, okay? Without me, I'll just pay the $40 every week. That's not what we want you to do. That's not the goal, okay? If you need some assistance, tell us. Here's another new rule when it comes to lunch this year. We are no longer allowing hot lunches. It's cold lunches only. Sandwiches, subs, things of that sort. Our teachers can no longer warm up lunch for your students. We had parents last year that were sending macaroni and cheese, noodles, noodle cups, things of that sort, and it was a burn hazard. We cannot take on that liability as the school has grown where it is, okay? So please hear me. I need you all to be fully aware that you cannot send a hot lunch to school with your child. Please don't send food that should be warmed up with your child and expect us to serve it to them cold. To me, that's not humane. It's not okay, okay? And so we want your children to eat good lunches. Now, Dr. McNeill, I want my child to eat a hot lunch. Can I DoorDash or Uber Eats my child food to school? Absolutely. That is permitted. We just are not permitted to warm up your child's food anymore. That is a policy that is by the school board that we cannot do anymore, okay? Just want to put that in place, okay? Have a couple of questions that are here. Will the Child Care Center be open Monday and Tuesday for students who do not officially start school on Wednesday? The Child Care Center will be open. Yes, the Child Care Center is still open. The water bottles we just purchased on the first day of school, you can purchase them at open house this Friday. If you will not be at open house, you can purchase on the first day of school. However, water bottles are required every single day, okay? All right, let's talk school relations real quick. Teachers, parents, you've got to make appointments with teachers. You've got to make appointments with teachers. All right, parents are asked to call the school office to confirm the availability of the teacher they wish to see. If parents who desire a telephone conference may leave a message with the office, and the teacher will be asked to return their call at your earliest possible convenience, okay? Please make sure that you understand that, okay? You've got to make sure that you're communicating, all right? Don't just show up and say, I want to meet with my child's teacher. That's not okay. Send an email. Let them know that you want to do that, because there are other parents who sent their children to school that day, and those parents are expecting that teacher to give their child the attention that they need. So please don't think that your child is the only student in the classroom, all right? Other visitors are not permitted to visit the class or be on campus during the school day without approval of the principal or designated official. So please, if you bring someone to school, if you come to school and you're scheduled to come to school with your child, please don't bring 2 and 3 people from the family with you without first letting us know, okay? The water bottle is only $10. Water bottle is only $10. And there's a great possibility, not sure because I don't make all the rules. I just make the ones that matter, right? But there's a great possibility that Miss Ellis or Miss Taylor, excuse me, not Miss Taylor, Mrs. Ambrose have come up with some type of discounted price for that. I don't know, maybe $7 if you purchase it on Friday. I don't know. That's just what I think. I'm not sure. Okay. However, I would get it if I were you. Okay. All right. Gradelink. It says Gradelink Plus. That's not right. But Gradelink is our communication system. And most of you who are here today are already in Gradelink. If you are not in Gradelink, if you have an issue with Gradelink, I need you to make sure you send an email to office@gcsjaguars.com. Don't wait to do that. You need to do that sooner than later. That email address is office@gcsjaguars.com. Please make sure that you do that. Go and send an email to them and say, hey, I don't have Gradelink information. I don't know the school code. I don't know how to check an email. I don't know how to do ... We want to help you, okay? All right. There will be a flash sale on Friday of water, but all right. So it sounds like to me the school store is going to be open on the first day. I didn't even know the school store was going to be open on the first. They didn't even run that by me, but I guess we can go with that, okay? All right, y'all. Let's do this real quick. Gradelink. Here's what Gradelink is all about. Gradelink helps you to review your child's grades in real time. If your child has an 83 at 7 o'clock, and at 7:05, the teacher changes that grade and it becomes an 86, you will see it at 7:05 when it happens. Updates for the classroom. We can send and receive text messages, update forms of registration renewals, stay in the know of school closures and more. Homework assignments are posted there, and it's a school communication and management system. Everything that we do to communicate with you is through Gradelink. Parents, hear me. Even our child care center for preschool students will use Gradelink. All right. Well, I have a child that's in the child care center for after school care, and they use Brightwell over there. Are they going to use Gradelink for that? No. Brightwell will be used for your child during after school care. Okay. Let's talk about some classroom etiquette. All right. I need you and your child to remember how important it is to respect the dignity of every person attending GCS. We promise you that we'll respect you and your child. We need you to do the same. Students have got to show proper respect for authority. Teachers should not yell or raise their voice at any student. And if you hear a teacher raising their voice or yelling at a child in an angry tone, you need to say something to one of the administration team members, because that's not something that we look forward to. Now, does a teacher ever raise their voice in a classroom? Come on, let me get on the big screen. I'll get on the big screen. Put me on the big screen. There I am. I'm on the big screen. Don't act like y'all don't know, okay? It happens. Teachers will raise their voice in the classroom. There's a difference between saying, class, be seated. Sit down, everybody. There's a difference between that and getting in a child's face and yelling at them. That will not be tolerated at Genesis Christian School. I don't allow it, and you shouldn't either. If you see it happening, you need to let me know, because you've heard it from my mouth that is not the standard of GCS, okay? All right, just wanted to make sure you know that. Cell phones. I need you to know something about cell phones. Students can bring them to school, but they cannot be used, seen, or heard in class. If your child is texting you from class, please don't text them back, because you are not helping the problem. I had one parent that I love so much because her child texted her and she called us and told us, go get that boy phone because he texted me while he in class. Thank you, ma'am. We like you. Okay. There will be no electronic music devices, guns, or knives brought to school at all. Small toys, balls, and physical education equipment may be brought to school with the teacher's permission. All right. And you'll know if that teacher has permitted. Okay. All right, uniform guidelines. Here's what I really want to get to. Your child must maintain a neat appearance. Your child must come to school in uniform every day. If your child is not in compliance, we are calling you to come back and pick your child up or bring them what they need. Just in case you didn't hear me, I'm going to press repeat. If your child is not in uniform compliance, we are calling you to come back and pick up your child or bring them what they need to be in compliance, okay? I don't need you to assume that we have extra shirts at school. I don't need you to assume that we have extra pants at the school. I need you to make sure that your child has everything they need. And if they don't, then let us know, okay? They need to come to school clean. That means that their clothes are clean, their body is clean. Teach your children, especially our upper grade level students, 5th grade and up, teach them about hygiene. Encourage them to wash. I'm going to let y'all know some of my business. When I was younger, my mom used to say, did you wash already? Yes, ma'am. Come here, let me smell your neck. Y'all need to start smelling your child's neck. Smell their arm. Make sure they washed. Okay. Can I talk to y'all like we family? Okay. Now, I know the time is going there, but come to school clean. Hair should be of a natural color. No pink, no green, no purple. All those bright colors should not happen. Now, if your child likes to put a streak of color in their hair, that is perfectly fine. We're not going to bother with that. But when your child's head is colored or a good patch of their hair is colored, that's when I am going to say they are out of compliance, okay? Your child is out of compliance when that happens, okay? Hats and hoodies are not permitted to be worn in the classroom or school buildings. Listen to this. This year, the only hats or hoodies that are permitted are hoodies or jackets that have the GCS logo on them. The first few weeks, we do understand that it is costly going through Land's End. So the first few weeks of school, and we will identify it by saying the first 3 weeks of school, Miss Ellis, the first 3 weeks of school, we will permit your child to wear a plain colored hoodie or jacket to school. Black, blue, or gray, okay? Black, blue, or gray for the first 3 weeks. After that, your child will only be permitted to wear GCS attire. Jewelry is to be kept at a minimum. Girls can wear small earrings, but avoid the ones that dangle or can be pulled. Boys may wear earrings as long as they are the stud style. That is it. All right? When a student is found in violation of uniform guidelines, they're going to be given an oopsie. That oopsie goes home with your child. Do me a favor. Teach your child how to respect law, policy. What I don't want you to do is tell your child something that a parent said to us one time, and that is, your teacher said that you can't wear them shoes. Tell you they need to buy those shoes. No, parents, that is not how you teach your child to respond to discipline. So help us. And if you need some assistance in those areas, give us a call. Send us an email and say, I can't afford ... Okay? All right. Can we get the khaki pants from any store that is school code or from the website? Yes. Great question. You can get the khaki pants from anywhere. Cargo pants are not allowed. Plain khaki uniform pants. Cargo pants are not allowed. One more time, Dr. McNeill. They didn't hear you. Okay. Cargo pants are not allowed. Okay. All right. When 5 violations have been accrued, your child is coming to the office, and 9 out of 10, if they're coming to the office, you'll be notified. They will have after-school detention or in-school suspension. Okay. That is what we're going to do. That will help you to help us to make sure that will help us to help you to make sure your child has what they need or communicate with us. All right, guys, 17, 18, and 19 is when school starts. We're excited about it. We're excited about your children coming. We're excited about your children being here. And we want you to know that we're absolutely looking forward to every bit of what we can do here at Genesis Christian School to educate your child. Now, what I want to do is ask, are there any questions for us right now? I am going to open the floor for questions for the next 2 minutes. Then I'm going to go. All right? 2 minutes. I will leave the floor open for questions. Oh. All right, 1 minute gone. Parents, I just want you to know we are very excited. Again, Friday the 14th from 5 to 7 p.m., teachers will be at the school ready to meet you and greet you. And we want you to be there to receive them, okay? Want you to be there to receive them. Open house is at 5 p.m. on Friday. 5 p.m. on Friday. I do want you guys to know that we have several events that'll be going on throughout the year, and we want you to be a part of those. So please make sure you grab a school calendar or pay attention to the calendar that will be posted on the school's website or social media page. After 8 a.m., your child is considered late for school. I just want to make sure I say that again. After 8:30 a.m., your child must be dropped off at the main building. I need to say that. After 8:30 a.m., your child must be dropped off at the main building. All right? Now, for our returning parents, when you go down to 6958, where you turn at Burger King and you come to the STEAM building, that, what is that called? That lane is now a school zone. It is now considered an actual school zone. So because it is an actual school zone, what I need you to do is make sure that you're driving slow down that road. You do not skip cars that are in lines out there. Respect it as a school zone because the police will get you. There will be police presence there, okay? Please make sure of that. Last thing here, Car tags. We will be giving out car tags. Each family will receive 2 car tags. Each car tag will have the school's name on it. All right. It will have the school's name on it. And I don't remember, do we put the last name on it, but we have the school's name on it. Here's what you need to know. If those car tags are lost, it is a $25 replacement fee. $25 fee to replace it, okay? $25 fee to replace it. Students do need belts. Students do need belts. And so I want you to make sure that your students do have belts every day. All right. If there's nothing else, parents, we are going to go black or brown. Belts are black and brown. Shoes are plain white, plain black, or black and white. All right. Oh, look at me answering questions before y'all ask them. Go, Dr. McNeill. Are the white shirts with GCS logo allowed? Thank you for that question, Ms. McNeill. Yes, white shirts are allowed, but they cannot be purchased any longer. They are a part of our phasing out. So if you have students who have white shirts from last year and they're not dirty, dingy, or worn in any area, then they can still be worn for daily wear. They can. Okay. Can girls wear skirts? Yes, ma'am. Girls can wear skirts. As a matter of fact, Miss Yolanda, the skirts and skirt set is available on the website. If you guys go to the school website and tap the button that says uniforms, tap the button that says uniforms, it will take you to the Lands End website. Use our school code. It'll take you right in. As a matter of fact, if you use that button, I think it takes you directly into our school code. You won't even have to type it. One color type of shoes, yes. One color, black or white, or you can do a 2-tone of black and white, a shoe with black and white in it. All right. It does not matter the type of shoe. We do allow any type of tennis shoe to be worn. Okay. All right, everybody, we've got to go. We've extended our time here. If you have anything else, shoot us an email again at office@gcsjaguars.com. Office@gcsjaguars.com. Send those questions there. All right, office@gcsjaguars.com. I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys. Okay. All right, office@gcsjaguars.com. Please make sure that you get us there. Okay. Crocs are not allowed. Thank you. Crocs are not allowed. None of them. All right. All right, guys, I got to go. Got to go teach Bible study. I love everybody. Hot thermals are allowed for lunch. As long as teachers don't have to warm anything up, they are allowed for lunch. That is a great question that we did not think of. But hot thermals are allowed for lunch, okay? As long as teachers do not have to warm it up, perfectly fine, okay? Great question. All right. All right, everybody. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Let's pray together. Father, thank you for this great body of families. We pray, God, that we can grow together in academics, in you, in community. Help us to partner together to give these children the best experience and education that we can provide. We thank you, God, for bringing us together, and we look forward to great things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Be amazing. God bless you.